stripes, case a bum try to touch me. Ew. Wanna put your number twos in the air if you didn't do them.
Hey guys, Tez here and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be doing a reflection on my year so far and setting myself some goals that I want to achieve or maybe work towards in 2021. So before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share this video. So first of all, I just want to say how grateful I am for my life. I'm grateful for my family and my friends, and I'm grateful to God obviously for helping see me through the year. I know it's been tough on a lot of people, me included, and there's a lot of things that obviously I haven't shared on the internet because not everyone wants to see you succeed, but I've pulled through and I'm sure you've pulled through too, and I just want to say thanks be to God for that. And I'm also grateful for the fact that I'm still able to work and I'm still able to get an income which helps me to survive. Reflecting on 2020, some of my goals included not eating meat and not buying any clothes, which I've managed to do, but I do have some goals that I didn't manage to achieve, and I think that's mostly because I tend to set myself unrealistic goals that I know I'll never achieve. So I don't even want to look back at those goals because I set them with an unrealistic idea, and looking back at them just makes me feel like a failure, which I know I'm not, but I think sometimes I tend to set myself up too high, and then when I don't reach those goals I'm very hard on myself and I can struggle to sort of come out of the, well yes I've done this but what I actually want to do was that, so I'm not actually appreciative of where I am at that moment in time. So I think going forward I sort of want to set less unrealistic goals and hopefully set goals that are part of my lifestyle, not necessarily just hit the goal and then what, because I think I've noticed as well when I do set those goals and I reach them, I can't enjoy being there. I'm always thinking, well, what's next, what's next? So I never take time to appreciate where I am. So that's definitely something that I want to try to do in the coming year. So one of my goals to work towards next year is to find a Catholic friend. Now I do have a lot of friends and I have a lot of close friends who I'm very grateful for, but I don't have somebody who's close to my age range in a similar life situation as me who's Catholic. The reason I want this is because over the past year I've sort of struggled with my religion a bit, and sometimes I have questions, but I feel that a lot of the friends that I do have, that while they're absolutely great and I am close to a lot of them, we don't share that aspect, and I feel like you need different friends who fulfill your different needs, and at this moment I don't have a friend who fulfills that religious need. I don't know how to explain it, but if you have a hobby, for example, let's say you like playing Animal Crossing and you have the online membership so you can play with other friends. Yeah, it's fine, you can find people online who you can play with, but you also want somebody who you can call and talk about it on the phone, and I feel like at the moment I don't really have that. If you're Catholic and you need a friend and you're local, please holler at your girl. Another thing that I want to work towards in the following year is, at the moment I have this habit where I act now and I think later, and that normally has very negative consequences, or it has a negative impact on my life, and I just want to try to be more mindful in what I do. So I sort of want to think about why I'm doing certain things, ranging from purchases or some of the things that I say, or sometimes how I am as a person. I do sort of want to be more mindful in how I think and how I present myself to the world. Having said that, I also have another negative trait where I tend to overthink, so I go from one extreme to the other. So it's either I overthink and I think about the worst possible scenario. So for example, let's say I sit an exam and then I will think about how I possibly have failed that exam, and because I failed that exam that means I'm never going to get another job and I'm going to get fired, and that means I can never progress, and that means I'm going to be jobless and broke, and that means I'm going to be homeless, hungry and then die. So I want to try to sort of bring those two together to be in the middle, so I can be more mindful and take time and think, but not to overthink myself that I worry myself to death. Another toxic trait that I have that I'm going to start working on a bit more is eating foods that harm me. So I'm lactose intolerant, but I still have ice cream. When people offer me tea, sometimes I feel too shy and I just accept it even though it hurts my stomach when they put milk in it. Ice cream again. I feel like ice cream needs to go in there twice. The bubble tea that I talked about in my previous video, that has milk in it, that gives me really bad belly aches and whatever comes next. Still drink it. And also I am allergic to peanuts and I am slightly allergic to hazelnuts. Now I say slightly because when I eat them, like if I have Nutella for example, my tongue itches and then it sort of swells a little bit, which it's minor, like I can cope, but stuff like why am I putting myself through that just to eat Nutella? Like, what has Nutella ever done for me? I mean, besides give me joy and happiness, but I can find joy and happiness in other things. So I'm going to try to not eat the things that harm me, such as hazelnuts, peanuts, milk, and I'm slightly like allergic to stuff that has citric acid in it, so like tomatoes, raw, and oranges. So I'm going to try to be more mindful about the things that I eat, so I don't eat food that harms me, so that eating food can be a more enjoyable experience and give my stomach a rest, because whew, child. One of my goals is to stop buying physical books. Now the reason I say this is because I have a problem, and that problem is called sundoku in Japanese, and it basically means you keep buying books but you never get to read them, but every time you see another book you just buy it. So I have a lot of books that I'm yet to read. If you want to see them all, you should check out my video, which I'll link up there. So yeah, I have a lot of books still yet to read, and I keep buying more. So my goal is to stop buying physical books and to read the books that I currently have. Another thing I've noticed is that this past year I've not been buying any clothes. So that's no clothes, no shoes, no gym wear, nothing. But I still have too many clothes. I mean, granted, because of everything that's been going on, I've not been able to go anywhere, so I've been pretty much using the same clothes. But I still have a lot of clothes that I still haven't worn this year at all, and a lot of clothes that I probably don't even fit from when I was in high school to when I was in college and uni, and I still think, oh yeah, I'm going to go on a night out and I'm going to wear that play suit, and I'm not. So I really just want to stop buying new clothes and only buy essential items when I need them. So in a way, my aim is to buy to replace, not to add. So if something breaks and it can't be fixed, then I'll replace it. But I want to stop just buying clothes willy-nilly. Like if ASOS has 50% off, don't tell me about it. I don't want to know. I'm a new me. New me doesn't waste money on clothes. Another thing that I'm hoping to work towards is to live below my means. I wouldn't say at the moment I live above my means, but I live at the top of within my means, if that makes sense. I saw this quote on Twitter and it says, living fake rich in your 20s will have you living real poor in your 30s, and that sort of resonated with me because I am that person who is very tech oriented, and tech is quite expensive. I find technology fascinating, and unfortunately I am not in the tech industry, so a lot of the things that I have I normally pay full price for them, and so I end up spending a lot of money on these things such as my phone. Also, side note, how cute is this case? If you didn't know, Stitch is my favourite, and I just think this case is so cute and it goes really well with the blue. But yeah, as I was saying, very tech oriented. So I want to try to live below my means, which I think if I spent less money on tech, I definitely could. I have this problematic thing that I do where I think I deserve to treat myself for surviving. So if I wake up and I get to work and it gets to lunchtime, I think, wow, you've done a great job, treat yourself, buy yourself a Costa. And fair enough, I do deserve nice things, and my love language is gifts, so I do like buying myself gifts, but it's not every day. Like, I wake up, treat yourself, go to bed, treat yourself. No, sometimes I feel like I just need to get on with it. A lot of people are out here in the world going to work, working harder than I am, and they don't bang on or treat themselves every day. So I need to learn how to treat myself less, and I think my video on how much I spent, which I'll link up there, made me realize just how badly I do this. And maybe if I treat myself less, and then at the end of the month I can treat myself with something that will be an investment, so for example maybe a new camera lens, maybe an extra battery, I think that will end up costing the same or cheaper that one time than buy myself a coffee every day. So if I just do that, then at least I'm investing in myself. Those are sort of the main things that I want to work towards in the next year. I do have a personal list which I won't be sharing with the internet because you never know who's watching, and the evil eye is real, guys, so I'll keep those things to myself. So moving on to the book of the video, which is How to Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. I've already talked about this book, but sadly I had to take that video down, so I'm talking about it again because I do think it is a really useful book, and I want people who didn't get to see that video, who might see this one, to research it or buy it if they haven't already. And that book is really useful if you're trying to be more mindful, to live a minimalistic lifestyle, to sort of question why you do the things you do. Like, are you doing that career because it's what will make you happy, or are you doing it because you thought that would make your parents proud but your parents still aren't proud? Do you know, things like that. And it just makes you realign your life and your goals to make sure that you're doing things that are going to make you happy and you're not hurting the environment, trying to be more mindful. It's kind of like monk versus monkey minds, so you have to try to have a monk mindset. So if you want a book like that, then I highly recommend it. Also, side note, I know I really enjoyed it, but it does have a lot of mixed reviews, and I would take what it says with a pinch of salt. For example, it has some Hindu chants that I didn't follow because I am not Hindu and they don't mean anything to me, and I didn't sort of want to say things that I didn't understand. So let me know in the comments if there's any type of video you want to see, or if you have any questions. Tap that like button so the video reaches more people. Subscribe if you haven't already because it really helps me out, and until next time, bye for now.